A portion of today's show is brought to you by Health Diagnostic Laboratory, Inc.
Welcome back to the broadcast. Well, it is Tuesday, and that means it's time for another visit from one of our favorite doctors, Tara Dall from Health Diagnostic Laboratory. And just yesterday, the World Health Organization put out new guidelines regarding how much sugar we should be eating. And guess what? It is quite a change. So Dr. Dall is here along with Boomer. And so Boomer, your wife did some testing, and then she went how many months between tests to show us the results?
About 4 months.
Okay. And one of the things she did was she cut down on her sugar. So talk about where she was and then where she is now after cutting down the sugar.
Absolutely. So the thing, well, you can talk some about her history and why you cared so much about really getting the testing done, and we can kind of talk about
she has a substantial family history, particularly on her father's side. There's a lot of diabetes. There's a lot of heart disease. Many of her male family members have died of heart attack, and so we were looking at that specifically for her, and come to find out really that she actually has a lot of both. She has some cardiovascular markers as well as some pre-diabetic markers as well. Yeah.
Wow.
So see, that's key. So all these people who have heart attacks and we're giving more and more cholesterol medication to, and they have another heart attack or need another stent, and cardiologists don't know what's happening, why is the disease progressing? So often what I find in advanced testing is that it's insulin resistance or this pre-diabetic state that's driving the risk for disease. And if we start to tackle it with the things that we know will reduce that sort of pre-diabetic risk, which is really getting rid of the sugar in our diet. We're so programmed to think, if I have a heart issue or I have plaque, I need to get rid of fat. But fat actually really isn't bad for us. I mean, it's really, it's sugar that's really toxic to our bodies. And it's amazing how your wife is able to, just in 4 months, by eliminating sugar, really reducing sugar significantly. I mean, she dropped her LDL particles 600 points in 4 months. 600 points.
Cutting her sugar.
I mean, that's so significant. There's very few medications that will give you that kind of effect.
Jen is here, and so I just want to ask you really quickly, was that difficult for you to cut out sugar the way that you did?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. But I did it so minimally, and I dropped my points, or dropped it down a little bit. I've actually taken it down a lot more, and I'm doing a lot more aggressive, not eating as much sugar. So I'm interested to see in 3 months how that's going to impact my test as well.
This is such huge news for people, because it's one of those things that they go, yeah, okay, sugar's not good for you. We used to think, oh, sugar just causes cavities. Sugar is the root cause of so many diseases, and it's such a simple fix. So this is great news for people.
Right. It's a simple fix to get rid of sugar, or hypothetically, but I think we are so addicted. We have been so programmed to want it.
And it's hidden in so many things.
Hidden. I mean, it's in pizza, it's in chicken nuggets. I mean, it's in things that you don't think of as having sugar.
And one thing I could point out real quick that she did differently, we identified her morning coffee that she was having from Starbucks every day. She Googled it, did some research, and found that this thing was loaded with sugar.
Yeah.
So one of the key things that she changed was her morning coffee. I mean, she still gets it. There's still a little bit in there, but it's less than half what it was. And that's reflected on here.
Yeah. I always tell patients, make sure that you're not drinking sugar, because I always ask people, what is it that you drink in the course of a day? And so often you drink a sports drink or some healthy tea that's loaded with sugar, or kids will drink obviously sodas and things. And if you can just eliminate that, I mean, that alone has such a significant impact.
What about wine?
So wine isn't really high sugar.
So here for a minute.
Obviously, the sweeter the wine. So if you have a port or you have a desserty wine, that's going to have a lot more sugar in it. Red wine, has some, but it's not a huge amount of sugar.
Yeah.
I'm all for wine in moderation.
For
my own purposes. Yeah. I think a glass of wine a day. We're good.
So much of the sugar that's hidden, though, is hidden in processed foods and things like that.
Yes.
So it really goes back to what we always talk about, which is you are what you eat, and start eating clean, and you'll see the results in these tests.
Right. And Jen said one of the things she started adding was an avocado. You think of avocado as high fat, maybe there's extra calories in that, but actually it's a great source of good fats and a perfect option for morning. You have an egg and an avocado. I mean, that's actually great. That's a lot better than having a healthy granola cereal.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be loaded with carbs and sugar.
And we chose Jen's results because we can talk about them today, but you have clients every single month that are coming in and going, wow, and are surprised at the difference in their scores just after making simple lifestyle changes.
And I think that's what's so powerful about the testing, is because it identifies hidden risk. But then also we have solutions that are lifestyle solutions that will be able to have an impact on the advanced panel that'll have less of an impact on traditional cholesterol testing. Yeah. And so you kind of get depressed when your cholesterol's high, and then you go and you do all these things to adjust your diet and exercise, and you come back and your cholesterol's still high, and it's like, okay, forget it, I'm not doing anything anymore. Yeah. Whereas the advanced testing is able to pick up much more of the subtle changes that occur with lifestyle, and I think that's really motivating to people.
I do too, and I think it's fun to go in and get your baseline test, make those lifestyle changes, and all the people and all the doctors that have told you, no, that doesn't matter, you need to be on this medication or that medication, go back and get tested and take your results in and go, see, told you so. That's what I think is fun. Yeah. Thanks, you guys, for coming in. Always great information. You can talk to your doctor if you are interested in getting any of the HDL tests. We will have Dr. Dall and Boomer and the rest of the gang back with us every Tuesday to learn more about how their testing can help you and your family. It's so very important. Get more information about the Health Diagnostic Laboratory by going to their website, hdlabinc.com. You can also call them at the number right there on your screen and make your appointment for you and your whole family. Get in there and really get to the root of what's going on with your health. So important.